There is an organization that has controlled the price of oil and through oil, the price of almost everything for 66 years. It has survived wars, it has survived revolutions, it has survived the rise of American shale, the collapse of the Soviet Union, and two global pandemics. It has never lost a founding member until this week. The United Arab Emirates, the second largest oil producer in OPEC, announced it is leaving, not threatening to leave, not requesting a review, leaving, and the reason they gave was three words. Now is time, now is time. I have been watching how oil markets and geopolitics intersect for decades, and I want to tell you what those three words actually mean, who benefits, who loses, and why the Iran war just did something that no embargo, no recession, and no energy crisis ever managed to do before we continue for things. Subscribe to Respect B, because what I am about to tell you about what OPEC actually is, why the way left, and what this means for the price of everything in your life. This is the analysis that the oil price graphics are not telling you. The bell ensures you hear it first. Share this video with one person who fills up their car and wonders why the price never seems to go down. This video is the answer. Give it a like and leave a comment. Tell me where in the world you are watching from, your city, your country. Now let us examine what just happened and why it cannot be undone. Most people know OPEC as the organization that raises oil prices when it wants to. That understanding is correct but incomplete. OPEC, the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, was founded in 1960 in Baghdad. Its 5 founding members were Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Venezuela. The way joined in 1967. Its purpose was specific and deliberate. The world's oil-producing nations had watched Western oil companies Shell, BP, Exxon extract their resources at prices set entirely by the buyers. OPEC was founded to give producers collective bargaining power, to say to the world, we will decide the price, not you. For 66 years, it worked. In 1973, OPEC's Arab members imposed an oil embargo on the United States that caused gasoline lines stretching around city blocks, triggered the worst recession since the Great Depression, and permanently changed how every government on earth thinks about energy security. In 2020, OPEC coordinated a production cut during COVID-19 that stabilized oil markets when demand collapsed. It has been the most powerful commodity cartel in human history, and this week the way walked out. Now, why does one member leaving matter so much? The way produces approximately 3.2 million barrels of oil per day. It is the 4th largest producer in OPEC. Its departure means OPEC loses not just a member, it loses the credibility of unanimity. And in a cartel, unanimity is everything, because a cartel only works if every member follows the agreed production limits. The moment one major member leaves and produces freely without limits, without coordination, the others face a choice: follow the defector or watch their market share erode. Kazakhstan has already signaled it may follow the way. If Kazakhstan goes, others will calculate whether staying serves their interests, and a cartel that is calculating whether to stay together is a cartel that is already breaking apart. The way's official statement said now is time, that tells us when but not why. The real reason has 3 layers, and each layer reveals something important about what the Iran war has actually done to the global energy order. Layer 1, economic survival. The way's entire national development model depends on oil revenue, its sovereign wealth funds, its infrastructure, its social contract with its citizens. All of it is built on the assumption that oil revenue flows consistently. The Iran war disrupted that assumption in a way no previous crisis did. The Strait of Hormuz, through which way oil must pass to reach global markets, was effectively closed for 63 days. The way watched its primary export route become a war zone, and it watched OPEC, the organization supposed to protect its interests, do nothing to reopen it. OPEC has no military, no enforcement mechanism, no ability to compel the United States or Iran to end a conflict that is strangling its members' exports. The way concluded that membership in an organization that cannot protect its most basic interests, export access, is membership in a formality, not a protection. Layer to the American relationship. The way hosts the largest American air base in the Middle East, Al Dhafra Air Base. It has deep military, intelligence, and economic ties with Washington. It normalized relations with Israel in 2020 through the Abraham Accords. When the Iran war began, the way was caught between its American ally and its OPEC partners, several of whom have closer relationships with Iran. Staying in OPEC meant coordinating with countries whose interests diverged sharply from the way zone. Leaving OPEC is also a signal to Washington, a statement of alignment, a declaration that when the choice must be made, the way chooses the American side of the ledger. Layer 3, the future of oil itself. The way has made massive investments in renewable energy. It hosted COP28 in 2023. Its sovereign wealth fund has diversified aggressively into non-oil assets. Its leadership understands that the era of oil as the world's primary energy source has a timeline. If OPEC's power is declining anyway, if the world is moving toward a future where coordinated production cuts matter less, then the cost of leaving is lower than it appears, and the benefits of producing freely, capturing market share while demand still exists, may outweigh the benefits of coordination. Now is time means we have calculated that the future inside OPEC is worth less than the future outside it. I want to be direct about what the way's departure from OPEC means for the people watching this video. In the short term, it means more oil. The way will no longer be constrained by OPEC production limits. It will produce at maximum capacity. Kazakhstan, if it follows, adds more. This should, in theory, push prices down, but here is the complication that most coverage is not addressing. The mines are still in the Strait of Hormuz, the blockade is still in place, the ceasefire is technically extended, but the URG is still firing on ships. The 6-month mine clearing timeline that the Pentagon briefed to Congress has not changed. More oil being produced in Abu Dhabi does not help if it cannot safely exit through the Strait of Hormuz. The way's production increase is theoretical until the waterway is cleared, and the waterway will not be cleared until the war ends, and the war has not ended. So the immediate effect of the way's OPEC exit on your gas prices is limited. The structural change is real. The short-term relief is not. What the way exit does change immediately and permanently is the architecture of global energy governance. For 66 years, the world operated on the assumption that OPEC could manage oil supply, that when prices were too high, OPEC could increase production, that when prices were too low, OPEC could cut, that there was a mechanism, imperfect, political, sometimes dysfunctional, but a mechanism for coordination. That mechanism is now visibly fracturing, and a world without effective energy coordination is a world of greater price volatility. More spikes, more crashes, more uncertainty for every business, every household, every government that depends on knowing roughly what energy will cost next year. The Iran war did not just close the Strait of Hormuz, it broke the institution that managed the economics of what flows through it. That is a consequence that will outlast this war by decades. 66 years. That is how long OPEC survived wars, revolutions, pandemics, the rise of American shale, the fall of the Soviet Union. It did not survive the Iran war, not because the war destroyed it militarily, but because it exposed something that was always true, that an organization built on the assumption of coordinated interests cannot survive a moment when those interests diverge completely. The way looked at 63 days of a closed strait, a war it did not start, an alliance that could not protect its export routes, and an organization that could do nothing about any of it. And it said, now is time. Those 3 words are going to echo through the global energy system for a generation. The price you pay at the pump is not just the result of supply and demand, it is the result of the institutions or the absence of institutions that govern how supply reaches demand. OPEC was one of those institutions. It is fracturing. And the Iran war is why. This is Respect B. Tell me in the comments where in the world are you watching from today.